So we have the one more server called as FTP Server. So now in this class we'll go for how to set up the FTP server in the Linux. FTP server. So what is FTP actually? So the FTP stands for the File Transfer Protocol. So FTP server using for uploading and downloading the files over the internet or intranet. Intranet means nothing but a LAN. So FTP uses the port number 21 actually and as well as 20 also. Suppose if you have the system 1 and system 2, both are the Linux systems. System 1 and system 2 both are the Linux. Suppose if you want to copy some files from the system 1 to system 2, what will do? Both the systems there in the LAN, you want to copy some files from the one system to other system, we can go for SCP. SCP nothing but a secure copy used to copy the files or transfer the files between the two remote Linux machines. We can go for SCP. Say suppose example in system 1 we have some file 1 is there and you want to copy into system 2. This is the command SCP and where the file 1 is there, the source and destination. So system 2 and the system 2 you want to copy into temp directory. For example. And the similar way you want to copy from the system 2 to system 1, same process from system 1 only what you can do. SCP which is the source, system 2 is the source and the temp is the destination. For example, if you want to see the practically about SCP also, I'll show the practical SCP. So this one Linux machine is there. Its IP address is 226.192.168.10.226. So I have the one more Linux machine. (224). Suppose let us example and go to the Linux system 1. So there is some directory called my files. But there are no files actually. Now this file you want to copy into the system 2. So what is system 2 IP address is there 224 to other system. So we'll go for a CP the command /my data and the file 1 where you want to copy it. The remote system IP address is 224. And this destination system on which directory you want to copy it, temp directory. So it's asking about the authentication key says it asks the password about the second system. So to copy it, you want to verify, go to the system 2. So ls/tmp. So you got the file 1. Now on a TMP, on the second system on TMP, we got some file called as am.log. And this you want to copy into your local system. So CP. You want to copy into my data directory, for example. Just copy it. But now you can say next problem you can say if the two Linux machines are there, two other more Linux machines, with help of SCP we can able to copy the files or transfer the files between the one machine to other machines. But say example now, so we have the one system is the Linux and other system is Windows. Then how we can able to send the files and receive the files. And we have the one more system is the Macintosh. Then how we can send the files and receive the files. So between the Linux to Linux means we'll go for SCP, we can do it. And for this point of view, now what I can do, we can build a FTP server. So with help of the FTP server, what I can do, I can able to upload the files and we can download the files from any operating system also. And how to set up the FTP server in the Linux or the CentOS. The Linux operating system is called FTP, VSFTP. So VSFTP means it's a very secure FTP, file transfer protocol. So before configuring the any server, what the things you need to know, the purpose. So we are planning to go for the FTP server because they have given the task. You can say one system is the Linux and rest of the machines may be the Linux or Windows or Mac. And you want to send the files or you want to transfer the files, upload the files or download the files from different operating systems. For that you need to go for the setup the FTP server. So before configuring the any server, what the things you need to know, what the packages are required, what are the configuration files and the services. The packages for FTP is the VSFTP to the package and the configuration file name is called under etc VSFTPD and VSFTP.config file is the configuration file and the services is called VSFTP is the service name. So now I will go for how to set the FTP server now. So the first thing we'll go for search FTP. So when I go for the AMP search FTP, and here you can see this one, we got all these softwares are available. FTP, LFTP, TFTP. But in this actually we require VSFTPD. So let me find out whether VSFTPD installed or not. ARM list VSFTPD. So it is showing as available packages. The meaning of this one is not yet installed, it is only available in the ARM repository. So to install this package now, what you can do, ARM install VSFTPD. For the confirmation, say Y, -Y. So now the package installed, and again go for the command. You can say ARM list VSFTPD. We can verify. See now before we got like a available packages. Now it is showing as a installed. Now the VSFTPD is installed. So the configuration file for the VSFTPD under etc directory VSFTPD and VSFTPD.conf file, the configuration file. And by default in this configuration file, you can see this one, allow anonymous. Anonymous means any user. Anonymous enabled S user. Then we can able to connect to the FTP server by the which user? Anonymous users. Anonymous means any user. So I'm not modifying anything in this file. Just I'm going to save this file or quit this file. And you need to start the services for FTP server. So the systemctl and the status. The service name is the VSFTPD. So right now the VSFTPD is not started. So to start the FTP server now, start. Now see the status now. So now the FTP service is running. But again, if you reboot the system, what will happen? The service is going to down. To make it active, what you can do every time? You need to enable the service. So if you type the command, you can say enable. Next time onwards, even if you reboot the system also, the VSFTPD service is going to start automatically. Now this is the FTP server. So how we can able to connect to the FTP client? Now this is the FTP server. So the client maybe you can say it may be Windows or it may be Linux also. But how to connect it? So its IP address is 226. So we have the FTP server. and its IP address is 192.168.10.226. And we got other missions called as FTP clients are there. So they're in the same network. Same network means 192.168.10.224, and other mission may be, and this may be Linux, and I got one more mission, you can say Windows, and its IP address is 225. So how to use the FTP now? From this client missions, how we can connect to the FTP server? So either from the Linux, either from the Windows. For Windows, what you can do is we go to the command prompt. We can type the command FTP space FTP server IP address. Either from the Windows or either from the Linux, what you can do, open the command prompt and FTP space and FTP server IP address. So I'll go to the Windows machine. So first of all, I'll ping to, open the command prompt, so start and go to the run and go to the CMD. See, right now we're in which location? Under C-drive and the users Baba directory, and ping to server IP address. See, got reply. The communication is there. Now what you can do is you'll go for command, you can say FTP space and FTP server IP address, and is asking for username. The username anonymous, or you can type FTP also, and the password is a blank password. I think maybe the spelling wrong. You can type by. This is spelling anonymous. See, now we got login successful. By default, what is going to happen means whenever you can install the FTP server, is going to publish the which directory means pub directory. That means when you install the FTP server, automatically under var directory, you can go to the var directory. Whenever you install the VSFTP package, it is going to create one more directory called as FTP, and an FTP directory is going to create like a pub means public directory. Now under public directory, right now there are no files. So what I will do is, for example, like this, I am creating some two files. Where I am creating these two files in the server. So right now in the server system, which directory is available? by default, when you connect to the FTP server, when you install the FTP server, by default automatically create a directory called as under server system. This is server 192.168.10.226. So under this one is automatically create a directory called as under var FTP directory to create a pub directory. So under pub directory now I have the file 1 and file 2. So when you connect from the client machine, from any client machine, when you connect it, so is automatically what will happen is going to publish which directory? Pub directory. Pub means public. So now if you go to the client machine, so it's automatically can say after connecting with the anomalous username, when you say command, you can say dir command. We got which directory is available? Pub directory is available. You can set the directory. So these FTP commands. You can go for dir command here. Either for Windows or Linux also the FTP commands are different. So the next step what you can do is you can change into the pub directory. So cd space pub. So directory successfully changed. You can go for command, you can say pwd. So right now we're in which directory? Pub directory. Now say dir command. So if you say dir command is going to display the files what we created in FTP server, file 1.txt and file 2.txt. Now there is some commands difference will be there in the client machine. If you say dir, displays the files in FTP server, files and directories in FTP server, and not symbol dir. Display the files and directories in your local, or we can call it FTP client machine. So now we can see the difference here. If you go for sys1, this is a client machine. Say dir, so it's going to display the files and directories in FTP server, and not symbol dir. See, it is going to display the files and directories at which place under C drive users Baba directory, and these are the subdirectories. dir means directories. Suppose example here from notepad, if we create some file, say example save as, and I'm going to save this file under C drive under users under Baba directory with the name you can say file 3. See now if you say not symbol dir, you can see we got a one more file called as here file3.txt. The file 3 is available in which place? In the client machine. And dir means is going to display the files in directories in FTP server, and not symbol dir means is going to display the files in directories in FTP client. So the next step, how we can download these files. I want to download these files now. So how to download? So from the client machine, you go for a command. You can say get is a command. After connecting to FTP server, get is a command. So get space file name. For downloading the files. So get space, what are the file name in FTP server? In FTP server, I have the file 1.txt is going to download now. So now what I can do, FTP space in FTP server, what are the files are there? File 1.txt and file 2.txt. And now these files right now is not available in my client machine. In my client machine, what the file is there? File 3.txt only. But now I want to download the file 1.txt. You can go for the command get space the files which are available in the FTP server. So get space file 1.txt and enter. See now the file is downloaded. And how to verify? Where is downloaded in the client system? So in the client system, how to verify? Not symbol dir. See now we got a file 1.txt is downloaded. Now even if you go for the Linux machine also, one more client you can say I have the Linux machine. From here also the same thing. So first bring to the server, is it working or not? So it's communicating. So FTP and FTP server IP address. Here the FTP client is not installed. So I am install FTP because the client soft is not available here. So now the FTP client is downloaded. So now we can go for FTP space and FTP server IP address. If the naming is like naming confusion may be done, maybe the system 1, system 2, system 3. Like this, maybe DNS is configured. Directly what you can do, you can type the name only, server name. So you can type the username, you can say anonymous, or you can type the username is FTP also. And password is blank password, just press enter. So login is successful. So now if you go for command, you can say dir command. So it's going to display where right now which directory. It's going to display in the pub directory. Now we need to change into the pub directory. So the pwed. So we are in the pub directory now. So even from the Linux machine and Windows machine also both are same out. Now if you see the command, you can say dir command. So we have the file 1.txt and file 2.txt are available. And these are in which place? In FTP server. Now you want to see the files which are in the FTP client machine. What you can do? Not symbol dir. So these are the files in FTP client machine. For example, the abcde and anaconda.case.cfg. Now you want to download this file too. What is the command? Simple command get space file2.txt. So it's downloaded, and how to verify? Not symbol dir. So now we got file2.txt is available now. So by using the anonymous user, how to download the files, we got idea now. So now we got FTP server and FTP client. And now from the FTP client, how to upload the files. Suppose let us say example, it is my Windows machine, and here I got the file3.txt, and this file I want to upload. So here the command you can say put is the command, put space the file name. But what is going to happen? We'll check it out. By default, anonymous users they can't able to upload any files. We'll check it out. So not symbol dir. In my Windows system, file3.txt is available. And this file3.txt I want to upload to FTP server. You can say dir command in FTP server. So the connection timed out. Again connect it. Open the server IP address. So right now, with the file 3 and file 1 is available in my Windows machine, and say dir command and go to the pub directory, say dir. So there is no file3.txt file is not available in the FTP server. Now this file3.txt I want to upload. Put the command put space file3.txt and enter. So what happened here, you can see here. Permissions denied. So why the permissions denied? In FTP server, we have the directory called as a var FTP and pub directory. To the pub directory, we are going to upload these files. And to the pub directory, we can see the permissions. I'll go to the FTP server. So I'm in the var FTP directory. See, ls means we have the pub directory, and you want to see the permissions of the pub directory, ls-ld, and see the pub directory. And you can see the permissions. DRWX, that means only the user has the full control, and a group and others, they have only the permissions called as a read and execute permissions only. So from FTP client, any user, anomalous means any user, they don't have the right permission, and that's why we can't able to upload the files. So the first of all, what I will do means I will change the right permission to this directory. We have the command idea chmod command. So O plus W. That means for others, I'm going to provide the right permission now. So now if you go for ls-ld pub directory, you can see here for others also I got a permission called as a RWX. Now we can check it out. And still we don't have the permission. Put and space the file name. Again still got the same problem called the permissions denied. Because by default you can say anomalous users they can't able to upload any files. Now we'll go to the FTP server. Open the configuration file of the FTP server. vm/etc vsftpd and vsftpd.conf file. So just scroll down a little bit. There is some option you can say anon upload. Anon upload. So the comment is there. Anon upload S is there. Anon upload enable S is there. The comment is there. So by comment means actually nothing but a disable. What you need to do means uncomment this line. Anon upload S uncomment. Now what you can do, save this file. So whenever you can modify the any services, any configuration files, what you need to do means you need to restart the service. So the systemctl and restart the service name for FTP server VSFTPD. So it disconnected basically because the reason restarted. I go to buy, then FTP space and FTP server IP address. Either you can type the username is FTP or you can type the anomalous also. Blank password. So dir. So we need to change to the pub directory. First change to the pub directory. So right now I'm in the which directory? Pub directory of FTP server. Now in my client machine, I have the file called as file3.txt, and this file is not available in the server. In the server we have the file 1 and file 2 only. Now we want to upload this file, put space file3.txt. See now it is transferred. Now say dir command. Now in the FTP server we have the file 1, file 2, file 3 also. Now we'll go to the one more client machine. To exit from the FTP, use the command you can say buy. So FTP space and FTP server IP address. Again I'm connecting. Now say dir. So change to the pub directory. So we got file 1, file 2, file 3. Now my FTP client machine. So I got some files are there. List 9 and Anaconda file. This files install.log, and now these files you want to upload. So put in the command and say space file name. This is uploading. and put in the command and file names. So this all these files are uploaded now. So how to verify? Say dir command. See, we got all these files are available in FTP server. So maybe you can go to FTP server and go to the pub directory. So all of these files are available now. So we got the idea how to set up the FTP server and how to download the files from the FTP server, and to upload the files to FTP server, what the things you need to modify. The first one, we need to provide the full control permissions for others also for the pub directory in FTP server. And next step, you need to go for VSFTP configuration file. You need to go for uncomment for anon upload. Then you need to restart the service. Then we can able to upload the files. The next one, how to check it out, the log files for FTP server. Under server system, go to FTP server system and go to var directory under log directory. See, now I'm in the var and log directory. See, all the log files are available under var and log directory. Now if you see the command, you can say ls command, we can find out one of the log file xfer log. This is for FTP server log file. And by using this file, we can able to identify who are connected to my server and who are downloaded, who are uploaded what the files. Go to the file name. So I want to see the last 10 lines of this file. Tail. Last 10 lines means you'll go for tail command. And from here you can see this one. One of the client mission you can say 10.225. So it's not displaying all the lines. Let's go to full screen. I'll run the command one more time. You can see here from this client mission from 225 IP address, he connected to pub directory, he download these the files and he upload this is the file. And again from the one more client mission from 224, so he download, he upload this is the files. So who are connected to my FTP server and which files they are downloaded, which files they are uploaded. To find out what you can do, we'll go to this log file. Where this log file is available? Under var directory, under log directory. All the log files are available under var and log directory. So up to now what we did, we got the idea about like how to set up the FTP server and FTP client. So we did the FTP server, the Linux. And how to make the FTP client. And how to connect it. Then how to download the files. Then how to upload the files. Then checking the log files.